Hello, my fellow chatterers and book lovers, especially those who love Hobb or those who are just generally interested. I have not finished my 100 pages yet. We are a few days later than the first video that I did. And I just haven't had an opportunity to sit in one session and read those 100 pages. I have read up to, hold on, some maths. Okay, so I've got about 30 pages left. So I have read some of it, but I wasn't able to read 100 pages in one go. It has just been, especially with being able to film at the same time. So I could have read 100 pages in one go, but not had the energy to be able to film my I've just finished reaction. And that's kind of what I really want, because this is never going to happen again. So I wanted to document this. And it's just not happened. I've been falling asleep. I've been too tired to stay awake to be able to manage it all. But it's happening. It's happening now. I have 30 pages left. I made myself stop. So I managed to catch up a little bit more earlier today, but I made myself stop because I've got to the point where I felt this needs to be one go. This is the bit. It's nearly here, the bit that I've been waiting for. And I just need to stop, because emotions are going to happen and I need to just fully embrace it all. So if you have not read Assassin's Fate, if you have not read any of the Hobb books, get out of here. This isn't for you. You are going to be thoroughly spoilt. Shoo, be gone. Okay, only people who have read Assassin's Fate should be left, or you are all fools, and not in a good way. Not like the fool. So I started reading the final 100 pages. I had left knowing that lovely Fitz and Night Eyes were alive. They had dealt with the last remaining evil four of Clarice. They've left Pilcrop with the last of the Whites. They're going off to go and meet up back with B and the rest of the gang. And we've then, so that I started off with, so I left Fitz literally just going through the pillar to go to Kelsingra. And then we had B on the boats in Bingtown in Kelsingra. And I really enjoyed just briefly seeing Ronica again. That was so fun. And the ships going to be turned into dragons. And there was a wonderful kind of sort of B dealing with the trauma of everything, mixed with the kind of enjoyment of the live ships. And I feel happy that we have said goodbye to the live ship stories and we've left them where they are. It was really lovely to kind of see them continuing with no idea what's going to happen to them. No idea what's going to happen to them. But the ships are now dragons. So it was lovely to see the traders want their ships to become dragons and to see that happen. I enjoyed the trader kerfuffle of this angry woman from Treehawk coming out and going, "You don't have the right, we've made an agreement." And then just all the shipboat people just like, "What? We can't hear you. Don't be silly." That was enjoyable. And I loved seeing Per just having a wonderful time on these ships again and just being B's anchor. I love the relationship between B and Per. It's just so beautiful, and Perseverance is just an absolute sweetheart. He's a total gem, as we discovered in when we first met him in Fool's Assassin. He has continued to be an absolute standout shining star for this. It was really interesting to kind of hear how B was so affected by Kelsingra. I did have to have a little sneaky peek forward because I'm like, Fitz isn't here. So I had to skip to the next Fitz chapter. I was like, oh, he didn't get to Kelsingra. I was like, okay, quick, back we go. So I just had to do that. Otherwise I'd be going, where is he? And not sitting and enjoying the Kelsingra content. So I did enjoy all of that. And B going to bookkeep and having to deal with the castle life was just not fun for her at all. I feel so sorry for her. And I feel that there was just such a beautiful moment between her and Caution, her maid, where they actually got to connect and bond. And I hate the stupid woman that was like, stop being hysterical. Fuck off, you bitch. Do you even know what they've done and what they've been through? Get out. So I'm so pleased that B sent her away and Caution locked the door so they could just have this healing moment together. It was so beautiful to see that had happened. And it's just little things that just were so upsetting, but I so appreciate Hobb putting them in. Like the fact that she never gave Revel the kerchiefs that she bought from that day. She never gave them to him. And she just has them in the wardrobe, and she just misses him. It's just like that love, that there. It felt right, because Revel was amazing. We love Revel, but just I just feel so sorry for B, that she's not fully allowed to be herself. That she is just stifled into what's expected of a courtly person. And I so agree with her. Just being part of this. She's been by herself for so long. She's struggled and fought, and then suddenly she finds this group of people. She's reunited with her dad for like the literally smallest amount of time, where they're all running for their lives. And then that's taken away. And then all these people she was so close to are suddenly taken away as well. And she's got to perform constantly. It's awful for her. I loved the beautiful moment between her and Shine. That was delightful, where she gave as good as she. I'm so delighted that B has a sting, and she gave the bitches with needles, as she calls them, something to talk about. She was fantastic. I loved that about her. I thought that was excellently done. Well done, B. I'm so happy. I'm so sorry that she can't be with Per at the moment, that he's just been on your back to being a stable boy, and just everything they'd been through on the ships, like the camaraderie on the live ships, the lack of status, the lack of class, the lack of having to fit in a place and a role, that you have so much more freedom, and like that's all gone again, and everyone's disappeared, and their little group is broken up. It feels really heartbreaking, all of that. Being Thick, absolute godsend. Thick is adorable. He's wonderful. I love that he's teaching her music. Nettle, I can see where she's coming from, and I can see what she's worried about. It all makes sense, but obviously it's annoying. And I then went back and joined Fitz, and I had forgotten that I was scared for him previously. Prior to the 100 chapters, prior to the bit where I thought he had died, there was a moment where I remember them talking about the darts, and it mentions one hitting Fitz and one being brushed out of Spark's hair, and I was just, oh no, the darts. There was a really descriptive bit at the beginning of the chapters, bit of writing from one of the whites, I think it was one of the 4, where they had just made this terrible disease that we gather is the traitor's death, that we saw all those whites, the messengers, just being eaten alive from the inside by these horrible pestilent worms. So then I was like, oh shit, that's happened to Fitz. And then I forgot, because you then have the moments of him in the fall and leaving, and then you think he's dead, and then he's not dead, and then Night Eyes is telling him to get awake again. I'd by then totally forgotten about the dart, until Night Eyes is just like, you are dying. You have, there were worms eating you up. I was like, oh no. So it's sad, but of where they end up in the quarry, and Night Eyes is like, it's time for us to make our dragon. And just this circle, this feeling of going back, that they're going to go into the Skill River together in this kind of like afterlife, but they're still going to be there to help in times of danger, just like Verity is. It feels right, and it feels really bittersweet, and I would not expect Hobb, if Hobb had just had a healthy Fitz making it back to the castle and everyone being happy, it wouldn't have felt right to the story. That's not the vibe of the story. We needed some bittersweet, and I'm hoping we get the sweet as well as the bitter. I'm hoping we still need Fitz and B to have a proper goodbye, where he's not just leaving her again. We need that. I need that moment for them. I need that. And I think I'm about to get it. I've just got to the point where Night House has left Fit, somehow managed to find B, and B has gone to Catrican, and just seeing Night Ties with Catrican again. I am so excited to read Assassin's Quest. I can't wait to reread Assassin's Quest. It's just so beautiful. Just the bond they shared and the love, and it's so gorgeous. And I love seeing Catrican again in her way, and like, she's part of this story. She's part of their little band of people, and she gets it. She gets the things that they've gone through, that time they spent together at the quarry and everything. It's so right. So when they're all planning a secret breakout, and Fool says, we will also be going with Catrican, she needs to come as well. I just loved all of that. I just loved it, and I hope that they get there. I hope we have that reunion. I need that. I need them to be able to all say goodbye, and that's what I think these last 30 pages are going to be. I think it's going to be goodbye. So that's what I'm about to read now. I'm going to go and do that. I have a glowy fire. I've got a cozy blanket. I've got a hot cup of tea. I'm going to read my last 30 pages of Hobb. See you soon. Literally just read the last words. I don't quite know what to say. It's beautiful. Hobb delivered. She rounded out a 16-book series. I can't even speak. Just beautifully, with the heart and the full circleness that she is so good at doing. Obviously, the emotional payoff was there in spades. Oh, just that whole ending at the quarry. I knew it was going to be some sort of big farewell, and oh my goodness, the suffering of Fitz with the parasites working on his wolf was excruciating. The sort of unsaid things and said things to each other was so bittersweet. Fitz's farewell to his girls, and just how he just it's always the bit that's got me so much, just that Fitz doesn't want to leave his daughters, but he is aware that he just wanted to protect them in the best way he could, but he had other calls on him, as he always did, and it all linked in with his relationship with the Fool and their painful relationship, their awkward, painful relationship, of how rubbish they are at talking to each other sometimes. It all ties in, but just hearing Fitz saying goodbye to Nettle and goodbye to B was hard and sad, and they just needed to hug, but they couldn't because he's half covered in silver. But B is amazing. B is so wonderful, and I feel very happy that she's going with Catrican to the mountains. I think that's a perfect place for her, and it was just done so well. That whole climax of B being the one to suddenly turn around and say to the Fool, I lied, he needs you, and knowing that she hadn't completely lied. Fitz's relationship with the Fool was back and forth, because he did feel pulled, he did feel used, he never knew how much the Fool actually valued him, and Fool kind of really fully taking that on. It was just beautiful to see it all come together, and then them just joining the wolf and Night Eyes and just all turning into the wolf and just jumping over everyone. It was just gorgeous and beautiful, and it was amazing. But also just having that last bit of everyone leaving to go
to where they needed to be and just setting off in the mountains with Catrican. I love that we ended with Catrican leading the way back home. She's going back home and she's taking Integrity, who is going to be the sacrifice of the mountains, as the second son. So all of these kind of the duchy links kind of coming together, but seeing Hap with them and having Spark and having Per and B just all going off together, the mountains is going to be a much better place for B to be. And I love that you can see that it's a lovely relationship between her and Nettle, but it's also strained, and I just enjoyed that. But it's just the last few lines of Per realising something was following them, and then the last two words were Catrican smiled. The wolf is going with them. The wolf full fits wolf father, dream wolf, is going with them as they go to the mountains to like guard them on the way. Oh my goodness, that was incredible. That was so incredible. It's done. The Realm of the Elderlings is finished. I've read it all. Feels immense. I feel I've said goodbye in the best way. It was beautiful. It was amazing. I will absolutely for sure be rereading this series. Not this year, it feels too close. I'm going to give myself a year's break, but 2025 I'm going to be reading Assassin's Apprentice, and I'm really excited that I've got that to look forward to. It feels like it's going to be really weird seeing Fitz as a child again. That's going to feel so strange. It's going to feel really strange seeing Fitz as a child. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that. It's been a journey. It's been such a journey. It's been such a wild ride. I feel I need to go and eat some chocolate and hug someone. It's just, it's incredible. Hobb is a genius. She is wonderful. I just thank her so much for these characters and allowing me to be with these characters that I love and to just see their journey. I really hope the rumours are true. I hope they are. I can feel the story there that she might get. Just the way Nettle was talking about that we don't know sort of like about the couturiers. I've never tried to say that word aloud before. Courtiers, the group of like 6 skill users, where they go to the quarry and they make their dragon and they kind of put themselves into a dragon. She says that knowledge was lost when Regal sold off the skill scrolls. They've lost that. He sold them off, so they exist somewhere. So I wonder if they're going to be uncovered. I don't know. That could be something. I really want to go. I want to go with B to the Mountain Kingdoms. I want to follow them with Catrican. I want to see B and Per together. I quite we saw glimpses of Integrity as he was going, and he seems really fun. I'd quite like to find out what happens. There's a lot of things left for us if there was a possibility that we might get a B book. Don't know, but maybe. I'm just going to leave it there because you're not going to get any more sense out of me. I'm just sat basking in the end of the story, and that's all I have. So there we go. That was my finishing The Realm of the Elderlings. Yeah, really have nothing else to add. Nothing else to add. So there we go. If you have any thoughts you would like to chat about, feel free to put them in the comments below. It's always lovely to chat. If you've enjoyed this, give it a little like. And I look forward to giving more coherent thoughts to this when I probably talk about my series, completing series, I might be slightly more coherent then. So that's a video I'll have coming up where I kind of reflect on how I've been doing with series. I imagine this is also going to show its face in the Chatty Awards in December or January. I loved it. Absolutely loved it. It was amazing. Well done, Robin Hobb. You are the Queen Empress of